How you all doing? What's happening? Um, I'll start the show. Anybody that's new here from the future, and I say that if you're not here live, go to my other videos perhaps first. They're all quite different. Some are teaching, some are very one-directional, some are interactive. The YouTube algorithms are a little not very good, and my my tagging doesn't work so good. So if you look something up, it might not be the first thing. And there's quite a number of videos that I have out there, probably in the 2,000 video range. Anyways, feel hit the subscribe button. Do not hit like yet unless you like the video, because I don't want it to be liked just because I'm awesome. I like the actual video if it's good information to be liked. Probably will end up doing. And also, if you want to, this is what I do. This is how I educate people and assist them with health and well-being and magic and things and all sorts of stuff. So if you want to support me, you can do that. CashApp, PayPal, Venmo, and now you can do the Bitcoin. Yeah, you can do that right through CashApp. You can do that. TSAR, capital XEN, PayPal, and same thing. And you can look that in the description box. Cool, got that out the way. What's up, Christopher Lee? Sip on some coffee, and we're going to talk about PMS, but not the PMS that you're thinking of. We're going to talk about mind control as well, but the PMS that we're talking about here has to do with magicians, and it's called perception management. It's mine. I came up with that. I'm sure that somebody else said that before, but who knows? As far as I know, PMS, perception management systems, or solutions, on the other hand, and then that living and mind control. What television is mind control, and what mind control is magic, the arts of actual magic, the high level stuff, and then lower level magic, which I've covered very many times and explaining there's like 3 levels to magic. Some is technological, sleight of hand kind of thing. Look over here, but it's over there. And then you have more of a psychological magic, more it's a trick of the mind. It's not like a physical thing that's occurring out there. But mainly what we're dealing with, technological and psychological magic that is done through mind control. Mind control you can do yourself. You can take care and control your own mind. But until you're able to do that, other people will do that for you. When you're a child, your parents will control your mind. That's what happens. And all the systems will control the way that you think and perceive the perception. So the job is standard operating procedures. The massage your perception of how things occur and why and what things are. The medis. Yeah, exactly, Christopher. I mean, that's where it is right now. That's the major one right now. That's the huge one. It's as big as anyone that's ever any. That's interesting. I put maca in my coffee. I made maca, and it gave it a little bit of a flavor I do not appreciate. Like a have you ever put stevia in your drink, and it's almost slightly like a chemical? I don't know how to explain it. That's how to explain it though. It's like a little chemically bitter. I like it. Is it worth throwing the coffee out? No. It's not that bad. But I wouldn't do it again. Okay, so yeah, that's the psychological operations, the psyops. They're not all bad. Just like mind control isn't all bad. There's so many things that we're only given. We go, the evils of this, the evils of that, the evils of the. We even go as far as the government to govern the mind. No, it's not evil to govern the mind. Is the government controlling other people's minds an evil thing as an overarching system of control and domination? Yes, it's pretty awful. It's pretty awful. But the lower level, that's you should learn how to govern your mind. You should be your own government. But most people don't do it because they don't have their own system and sets of mind control. So they'll govern your mind and they'll control your mind, just like your parents, just like any will, because they're when you say the people that are implementing it aren't necessarily good at it. Listen to this again. The people implementing all of this magic, they're not necessarily good at. They don't even know why. They don't even know what they're doing. There's higher level things going on. High level psychologists, philosophers, magician, etc., that design the larger system. They understand how the brain functions. These people that are on TV, you think those they could be robots, or they could just be so mind controlled. It could be tulpas. It could be, if you don't know what tulpa is, go look it up, and don't ever try to make one. It's a bad idea. Not that anybody here is that powerful and could, but or an egregor. They could be an egregor or a tulpa. They could be, or they're just a human that has been basically a shell of themselves, and information just put into their brain, and they regurgitate it. So these people that are implementing all of these things, they're not necessarily. It's like marketing specialists at your job, wherever you work. You work for company XYZ or whatever. I don't know, pick a company, and you've got to market something. You know the gimmicks and you know the marketing lingo and how to do that. It doesn't necessarily mean you know the deep-seated, like the human. I don't know if it's human, but maybe you don't know understand the depths of the psychology that goes into these things. But you're implementing it, and these people you think these people in Hollywood, these people in the news, you think they know? You think they know? They didn't take that. They know how to read a script. They know how to do certain things, but they're not well aware of. I don't think they were really. They might have read some Carl Jung. They might have read some Freud. They might have read some whoever. They might have a clue into the understanding of the psyche and blah blah blah. They might a little bit, but I don't think that was their main thing. Was I want to sell a product and I want to make money. That's all secondary to them. So nonetheless, what we're getting in here is the television is literally patented as a mind control device. So here's where people throw the baby out with the bathwater. They say, stop watching TV, stop being on the internet, stop this, don't do that. No, it's not. You have to know what it is. There was a time where I didn't watch TV at all. It's like, don't listen to the radio because it's trash. Don't watch the TV. It's all mind control. It's all propaganda. Everybody has a position to push. And going into knowing that, like, so I was like, oh, it's all terrible. It's all bad. But then once you watch it differently, then you're understanding clues and symbolism. And then you don't have the same perception. Then you can you look at something. You look at a movie. You look at a show differently than you would before. Before you were influenced by it, your perception was altered by it. Now you can see what's going on in there, and that's the difference. That's where you participate in it. It's not all of these things they're not necessarily bad, but people they go to the farthest extremes. That's what they do. They go from over here and then they go all the way over here. There's no balance. All of the fossil fuels are evil. We have to change that to electric cars, not knowing that the fuels were not made out of dinosaur bones, because that's moronic, and to think that green cars are somehow clean cars. They have no understanding of what electricity is, how it's made, nor do they understand what of making lithium-ion batteries, nor do they understand where the power is coming from initially, or what does it take? They don't get any of this, but they've jumped from one ship to the other, and it's not necessarily true. It's the, like, people go in the other direction. Oh, all of technology is evil, and then they want to get off the grid. They want to get off the grid, but they want to use the things that the grid provided for them. They want solar panels. How? You can make a solar panel? You can make one. No, you can't. I guarantee you can't. You make those batteries that are storing the power for your house that you're off the grid. You're not. No, you're not. You use that. Go start with sticks and a stone. Make me a fire, and then get to the point that you're doing any of this shit, and then build your house. Oh, that's what the tools you're gonna build with. You're gonna build the tools. You have to build the tool in which the tool will build the house that you're gonna live in. I do that because the luxuries of technology and tools, and to separate yourself from that is now. Have tools become, and technology has become, a burden on most people because technology was supposed to be freed humans from mundane tasks. Like, if you give an engineer a job to do, and that job is to make 20 of something, you could go ahead and just make 20 of those things. Most people would. They would just go, okay, I can put that together. The engineer, and that would take, let's say, 10 hours. An engineer would take 9 hours 20 times in 30 minutes. You say that's idiotic. Except he just spent 9.5 hours where you spent 10 hours. And he has something that if he needs to be made again, it's already sitting there. That's what an engineer does. And so that's what tools, job tool was, and then technology to take the mundane, repetitive tasks that humans would be doing and remove them. So that way you had freedom to go and explore reality. So, in the best ways of this technocratic society, in the best ways of what you don't understand about a different type of socialism, which is more deals with tribal things and more to deal with a type of communal something. I'm not going to say communism, I'm not going to say socialism, but it's steer. And as I always say, go watch the Venus Project, Zeitgeist, and go watch go pay attention to the Venus Project and understand what a resource-based economy is. Because then you're dealing with different types of social orders, social structures, and what you consider, owning something. And it doesn't get rid of personal property. You can have personal property and personal space. It doesn't get rid of that. See, that's when people go, oh, just everyone's house is everyone's house. You just walk in and you're taking a dump. That's so weird. That's not what it is. People see, they exaggerate everything. They just lean so far in one direction they don't understand what's going on. Technology and tools in a society, a technocratic society, there's a lot of benefits to it. As long as it doesn't go the route of maintaining a hovering helicopter governmental system that dominates and still has to be the people that are of Iran and the people that are scrubbing the toys, but that's what's supposed to happen in a different way. They're supposed to be the people that engineer the systems, and then the people that you'll find jobs doing things that you love doing and work. You'll find arts and sciences and all sorts of things that advance humanity because you'll like doing mundane, ridiculous things. Like, there isn't anything that right now couldn't be automated. There's just about nothing that we can think of in society that we could automate. Oh no, they took our jobs. Good. Take that technology and machines take our jobs. It should be done that way. That's what tools are. That's what they're for. As long as we understand and implementing of the system requires a different mindset and an understanding of what freedom that affords everyone as a grand population. And it doesn't look the way, it doesn't look like a um I don't know, there's so many words that people like to throw around these days, especially getting into Brave New World and things like this, these types of societies. It could look that way under capitalist guise and under, there's something that everybody's just wandering the streets smoking crack and homeless, and like that's not the way it could or should, if we allow all of these jobs, these mundane, ridiculous jobs, to be taking. Like right now, there's already stores you can walk into that no one works at. There might be might be, or might be one person that has 10 stores that they go to for the day, just to, look things over. Maybe they don't have to rack shelves, because the automobile now, the automobile is almost driving itself. Drive the goods there. That was built in a factory with robots and machines. Drops things off, and then the shelves get restocked themselves, and then you grab the things that you want from the store, and they get scanned as you pull them out of there, and boom, and there it is. It's all taken care of. Now, that's what else? What else do you think couldn't be done that way? What isn't the Henry Ford's the idea of construction assembly line? You just replace the people with automated robots. That's what car factories do for the most part, anyways. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. If it's used right, if it's used properly. Because there's nothing that humans are required to do ever, really. We should be for technological advancements, these tools, all of the weird fun things. I mean, where else would society go? You go back to agrarian, hunting and gathering ages. What is that? It's what are you gonna just and I'll get to whoever's here in a second. I'm a little distance from the computer and I can't see who's typing right now, but that's not the solution. Some people will want to do that, and I'm all for that. Next to a lake in a mountain, living on a ski resort away from things. Some people enjoy that. I enjoy it sometimes. I enjoy being in a cabin amongst nature. Sometimes I love being in a city. I like the energy. I like the people. I like how close in proximity things are. You get to where you want to be, and there's just like you go from right here to right here, and you have a brand new experience. That out there is not happening like that. Both have their qualities. Like right now, there's obviously the downfall to each of those. One is you have no connection to anything else. No other humans. No, that it's just nature. Well, that's how it should be. Yeah, right. That's not how it should be. Stop it. You should interact and rewild yourself with nature. But that's never what a human always wanted to advance, whatever tools they were using. And you just sit there, and it's like people that go, oh, I want to just sit there and Buddha meditation. Well, do you know who the Buddha, Siddhartha, the Buddha, he sat there under the Bodhi tree, but then what did he do? the furthering of the story is he didn't just sit there in meditation. That's everybody, oh, that's what you do. No, that's not what you do. He came out of it and went and did his thing and participated in society. And that's what people misinterpret about everything. That's not the solution. The solution is people want to build and create and explore. We advance, we explore, we create, we build. And that building is technology as well. So, nature's fine. I don't think the furthering of society looks too wildly different from this, except for things will be a lot more pristine, clean, technology higher, and there'll be next to no crime because there won't be any, because there'll be next to no cat society in the way of going to plastic and having to earn your keep through something else. Now that's That's the tragic. That's the tragedy that people are suggesting. But the other way is currency is fake anyways. It's all fiat. It's all make believe. And once robots are doing things, once these systems are in place, you don't need to do anything. What are you going to steal from somebody if everybody has a house? What are you going to steal from somebody? What kind of crime? What kind of drugs would people want to do? What would they be addicted to? What would they be stealing money for? Because if it doesn't exist, to get drugs, they would have money or food, and now they have food and a house. Now, these social dilemmas disappear. I think there's going to be addiction issues that people have, that there'll be places people can deal with those things, but a lot of that is those physical addiction issues. You can get rid of most of the physical addiction because it's doing drugs to alleviate, which disappear in a society that doesn't have dominator submissive complexes. So what do you think about that? Let's see what's up in here. What's up, Christopher? Edward Bernang. Oh yeah, that's a good. Yeah, watch Century. Christopher, if you want to go deeper on that, watch go to documentaries.org or something. Look up like a free documentaries.org or something like this. Something like that. Just you'll find it. And it's called Century of Self. It's a 4-part series. I believe it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe 8 hours in total. Watch that. Watch John Tyler Gatto, Everything I Know. That's dope. Series. I think that's another 6 to 8 hours. Century of Self is pretty awesome. Network is great. I've definitely seen that movie. I just watched it again the other day. And also I rewatched that. I rewatched They Live. I always rewatch Idiocracy. What's up, Carrie? Of consuming meat, caloric, even sparingly, in sparingly amounts. Caloric, yes. Well, there's no way we get through the world without interacting and consuming certain things. We can't just go to breatharian tomorrow like that. Where like it's kind of like interact, but don't consume anything. Like a consumptionless society exists somewhere, somehow, that we just interact. Dance, make music, fornicate. They probably call it something else. Make love, dance, like what the hippies were really about in the 60s, that kind of thing. What the goal was like, make love, not war, man. Be like Venusian. So they were throwing up the peace sign where that's Venusian, that's Venus. I mean, where do you think Rick Sanchez went? There's a when he went to that planet with all the chicks that were controlling everything. Anyways, yeah. So, but in small amounts, even at that, like vampiric and it's not necessarily bad life cycles to plants, to animals, to all sorts of things. I mean, it's like people like wearing leather. You ever see somebody like they're wearing leather, throw paint on them or whatever? Those kind of gay shit. There's companies that literally find animals that have been, that died of natural causes or hit by a car, by lightning or whatever, and then they take the hide on them. It was already dead. Now, hunting and eating meat for energy. I mean, if we consider the animal kingdom, what are they doing? They're not just willy-nilly trying to fight and kill things. They're cleaning up the other species by getting the lowest common denominators out of the other species, and it keeps. And I'll once again tell you to go read A Study in Nutrition, Pottinger's Cats, and it keeps the the complete essence of what a tiger is to be, what an elephant is to be an elephant. The decayed variety get the decayed, um, retarded versions get eliminated. And we try to do it through science now. We're trying to make sure that everything is perfect, so there's no disease. It's and in the past, what they used to do, throwing babies off of cliffs if it came out all tarred, like, you know. Um, we're missing how it works, though. We're missing how to. I know this is going a little different from the vampiric thing of eating meat, but um, there's ways of studying into nutrition. We don't need to fix people with science and genetic gene therapy, gene altering, splicing. That's not how you fix things. Read the book Pottinger's Cats and A Study on Nutrition. And humans are no different. There is a best version of the human condition for each one of us, and we'll all still be differentiated. The best version of me is not a thin nose, small ears, and I'm still gonna appear like this. Would a couple things change? Would a finger be better? Would my eyes be, what I mean? Would I be more rectilinear in a certain way? Perhaps, yeah. But we retain our individuality and our own creativities, but it'd be the best version of that. Be the best version of yourself. What is the best today you can have? So so the study of nutrition, consuming of other species, for what the animal kingdom does is it gets rid of the LCD, lowest common denominator. And humans are trying to do that, but they're going about it in a very clunky. But it is vampiric. But is it vampiric to do it? I mean, like, is it vampiric in the way that I think people would suggest it? I don't. Amount that we do with the farming, oh, it's disgusting. The that we eat and how we eat it, and it should be rarely, but it should be done. There is a reason it's done. When hunters talk about, we got to get rid of all of these deer. We have to hunt the deer because they overpopulate. There's just more. And I mean, what's the problem? Well, they're gonna get into everything and then they're gonna eat microbes, and then we're not gonna survive. Oh, okay, I'm starting to understand a little bit. But it's gonna cross the road and we're gonna hit with our car. Ooh, that's maybe your problem. That's not the deer's problem. So maybe we should. But nonetheless, there needs to be a thinning of the herd, and it will happen by a natural thing, right? If we didn't factory farm, then the homesteading and farming would be on a micro, and the amount of meat that would be eaten would be minimal. It still would be, though, to be done. The thing about it now, I don't think most people go a day without consuming meat. I mean, that doesn't seem like a reasonable solution. It doesn't seem like the right dietary habits. However, if you live somewhere cold, you're not going to have fruits, and then your diet's going to be much different. With chunks of rabbit and venison and bear meat, perhaps. I don't know. In a more advanced society, what kind of moron would choose to live where it's cold? It wouldn't barely happen. Live where it's cold. I don't think animals will be part of that process. Go for it. You want to have a cabin there? Yeah, I'm sure that people will live, where they'll still like their seasons. I don't know, but nonetheless, there wouldn't be a need for, and because we already do have, understand this technology again has offered us um, the ability to get things locally sourced in your environment, which is the best. But there's bioacoustic resonance. Your bioacoustic resonance is literally making plant life grow in your backyard. If you walk out in your backyard and there's a lot of dandelions, it's telling you that you have a liver problem and you need to find wine and drink that, or make a dandelion tea. That's what it's telling you. But if you consider how big is your locality, our 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 locality is larger now because we have trains, planes, automobiles that can transport supplies, transport things. So your auric field and the things you have access to is bigger. Should you always use those things? No. But just like you should always use meat? No. But we have a much larger spectrum of what we can consume and interact with. But what we should do is be consuming what's local because it'd be healthiest for our being. As it's colder, you need different types of different types of food. And what if you could somehow have fruit in where it's cold all the time? If that's all that was offered, you would die because the sugars. You need starches. You need to thicken up the blood. There's a bunch of things that go on internally by consuming certain things. You need to get fats. You need all of these things to happen. That's not going to happen. The energy it's different. Where it's hot and that makes sense. Where it's cold and hot, that makes sense. So local environment will give you the the majority of what you need to consume. Amazon Go is like shoplifting. I don't know anything about what Amazon Go is or how is that like shoplifting. What's up, Carson? Oh yeah, I hear you. Well, I'm sure, hey Carson, I'm sure the reason that the Chinese buffet pissed off your body was probably the of MSG. MSG a poison? Yes. Is it good? And does it add something to food that is just delightful that you can't really capture a different way? Yeah, kind of. There's some ways you can do it, but it's a lot more expensive. But every once in a while, MSG, it's not gonna kill you. Is it gonna be cytotoxic? Yes. But that's probably what made your body feel. If you just ate actual Chinese food that didn't have MSG added, probably wouldn't have as much. Your body would have so much disdain for you. It totally was the other. There you go. What's his and wild lettuce. Yeah, that's a good swerve. Um, and I don't know. I've never. I mean, I've used some water in a smoking blend, but I don't know specifically what it's used for in teas and things. uh, had you passed out? Yeah, I've been having sleeping patterns. Like today, I don't know what time I went to bed. Maybe like 11, and I just woke up, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at like 4:30. Maybe a little earlier than that. I was like, I guess I'm up. So speaking of that, let me do this. Oh, I didn't realize it was opiate. Like no shit, no shit. That's interesting. I've been using a lot of kratom, and kratom has a almost opiate type effect. It's a narcotic almost. I don't know specifically what it is, but it has a narcotic type of. Yeah, I mean this. I mean if you get the poppy seeds, if poppy seeds around, make poppy seeds and wild lettuce tea. But you got to get poppy seed from somewhere that doesn't wash them. They wash poppy seeds and it washes off good stuff. You know, you hear about to wash them. I'm sure they wash them and use that and make things with it, but you can't make your own painkillers because they want you to pay for it because they're greedy, manipulative facts. So check it out, y'all. Let me. I just drank some coffee, so I got to take a dump. I'm gonna come right back. Give me that. Let me make another beverage dump, and that way I can just shorter shows for people. Anybody that's new, thumbs up, like, subscribe, blah blah blah. You can donate to me, which is awesome, because this is what I do. If you have any questions, comments, especially the question, and I can do with that. I can do one-on-ones, and CashApp, some DsarXen, Venmo, all that stuff. Everybody that is here, good to see you guys, and I'll be back in just a little bit. And I'll show you. Hey Carson, did you see my picture that I got? My new picture? Did you see it? I'll show you. I think you've seen it yesterday. I forget who was here. Anyways, okay, bye guys. See you in a little bit, like half an hour.